In this video, I'm going to show you how to build this project for a couple of VR platforms. Now, I'm not going to show you how to build for iOS or Android or desktop. You're going to have to figure out what to do for that. For example, installing Xcode for iOS or installing the Android tools for Android. But I will show you, once you can build for your particular platform, what to do about the VR component. Let's open the build settings. And you'll either pick iOS or Android, depending which platform you want, and then switch platform. I'm going to use Android for demonstration purposes. You're going to come to the player settings, and you're going to set your company name, in my case, Burning Thumb Studios. You're going to set your product name. In this case, we'll call it Shadow VR. You might have published settings. Again, I'm not going to go through this. In Android's case, you use a key store for code signing. In iOS's case, you're going to use Apple's provisioning profiles. I'm not going to go through that. You'll have to figure that out. But what I will show you is here in the other settings, you need to set the bundle identifier. And this is usually reverse domain notation. So com.burningthumb .shadow VR. Next, you need to add the scene. You notice we don't have a scene here in our build scenes, so we'll add the open scene, and that adds that in. Then we need to decide, are we building for a VR platform that has Unity's built-in support, like Gear VR or Oculus, or are we building for something that doesn't have built-in support yet, like the Google VR, although built-in support is coming for that. It's currently not there. So let's take a look at Google VR. You're going to have to come down here to the GVR main, and there's a little tick box here, VR mode enabled. You're going to have to make sure that VR mode is enabled, and then you're simply going to go back to the build settings and click build, and that will build you for Gear VR. You could have iOS selected and build Gear VR for iOS as well. Now, what about Samsung or Oculus? Well, you need to uncheck this because you don't want the split rendering to be done by the plugin, but rather you want that to be done by Unity. And then, back in the player settings, you'll want to tick virtual reality supported. And then at this point you can build, and you'll get your build for the Oculus platform or for the Samsung VR. There is one other little gotcha, and that's for these platforms inside plugins. Let me just find the spot. Inside plugins, Android, you need to have this folder called Assets. And inside this you need to have your Oculus SIG file. If you don't know where to get your Oculus SIG file, I guess I can quickly show you. Let me just put it in here for you. Oculus SIG file, and that'll bring you to a tool where you can get the Oculus SIG file, and of course you'll need the device ID, the Android ID from your device. Again, you can find lots of help on how to get this SIG file. If you don't have this SIG file, then the build will not run on the Gear VR or the Oculus platform. And with that, I'm going to end this video on how to build this project for VR platforms.